Absolutely brilliant. Have you thought of trying to do a deal with insurance companies?
That is something that's been at the top of our mind, and we've been trying to get traction with the insurance companies. And the guy in ABI who deals with this side of things, he says he gets phone calls off six people a week trying to sell flood products to affect insurance. They're probably nutters who work in garages with stuff. You know, so we're hoping to. What we've got is, I recently went to a factory down in Kent where a big company's bought a factory down in Sandwich. They saw the product being deployed there, and they couldn't get insurance. So what they've written off to the insurance company down there is we're going to buy FLOODSTOP. They've put that into the insurance guys, and we're waiting to see if they give it the nod. And if they give it the nod, it shows that it's going to allow people to get insurance, which will be a big thing for us. But we believe it's got to be done on a case-by-case basis. So they'll never do it, as far as we can see so far, they'll never do a blanket, buy this product, get your insurance.
When the council actually buys sandbags, who actually owns the sandbags?
For instance, Lewis, who I've been down to see, they buy sandbags. So they spend about 30 grand a year on sandbags and filling them. They put them on pallets and they put them out to households. Other councils may just buy the Hessian sacks, and then when there's a flood event, they'll dip into other funds to fill them for the flood event. But what's crazy is that I'll go and speak to all these emergency planners, and you'll speak to them about putting out sandbags, and they say that they just put them out as a placebo. They know they don't work, but they put them out so that the council, so that the constituents or the people in the area think the council are doing something, when the emergency planners full well know that the sandbags don't work. So it's crazy. So it's something absolutely insane.
So I may have, the brains a bit before, I may have missed the question about insurance. What about other agencies? I mean, someone like Securicor offering services.
I haven't even thought about that. So Securicor, I don't even know.
the other people I would suggest Circle.
Pardon?
Circle.
Circle. No, we haven't approached anybody like that. Yeah, no. It's such early days that we need to though. We need to. It's getting the councils to really. All the guys at the bottom level of the councils are saying we want this. You know, up and down the country, so we want 200 metres, 300 metres. But it's them persuading the procurement officers that's causing a bit of.
But other people like Securicor or Circle or whatever could offer it as a service.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. It's something that we haven't even thought about yet. So.
Because I mean, it's the ownership of the asset which is the issue here. It's a business model. You're asking council to actually buy your product.
Yeah.
If they're going to lease it from you on a pay-as-you-go basis, that may be a much easier business model to swallow for council.
Yeah, no, completely. And we've tried to partner up with a company called Admiral Leasing, so we can offer 5-year terms, so they can pay a monthly fee and it can come out of their revenue budget rather than their capital budget. And we're hoping that would, make it easier. But still, I'm frustrated. You can tell. But anyway, we'll get there. Yes.
I don't know if you intend to have any stock at all yourself, but making the phone call at the appropriate time, if you had 3 or 4 containers of them available during a flood, might press the point home. Yeah,
completely. And because we're a small business, we haven't got the stock. So, if I had, because I've had an emergency planner phone me up and he's got a flood happening the next day. He goes, I can't do it. And, I came up to see you 8 weeks ago. You should have bought some then. But
this is actually quite personal to me. 10 years ago, my parents were flooded, and as a result, the block of houses, there's 12 houses in the row. They had a flood wall built, and the cost per house of £12,000.
Yeah.
They were flooded 2 years ago in the last flood. And one of the things that they discovered when they tried to get the Environment Agency on board and the council on board to help them with this was that the water's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
If it doesn't go in your house, it's going in your house.
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, the councils and the EA aren't bothered about actually defending properties. That's the feeling from the public sense. So your sales pitch, I mean, if that row of 12 houses was willing to spend £100,000, which is what they spend, it may be there are other groups of houses that you can protect, because the local authority, it feels like, have got to worry because the water's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And they choose, it feels like they choose who gets flooded.
I've heard that point quite a few occasions, and it's so difficult. With the pit review findings that have come out and the water bill that's coming out now, part of that is it's saying it's got to put the onus on local authorities more than the EA to start doing so.
Yes.
But I've spoken to so many local authorities who've said that point, and they've also said that they don't want to start protecting people because they'll be seeing that they've got to do it every time and they might be liable. Yeah, exactly. But in terms of cost, the pool floods who were protected there, which they only bought 8 metres, the next system would have cost them 16 grand, and that had civil works. FLOODSTOP cost them about £1,000. So,
but the last flood, it was 8 foot in the living room.
Yeah.
So the height that you've got to have,
yeah,
and the pressure on that.
Exactly. We with the system and how it works, we can't go over 0.9 metre. Well, we can't go over a metre. We've got a 0.9 metre system, but we'd never go higher than that because we'd have to go so wide. It's just not feasible.
How much did it cost the family who bought 8 metres?
Cost them. They've got the N units as well, which connect to walls, so it cost them just about £1,000. Yeah.
So you've got some quite interesting media coverage, BBC and other nationals. I wondered how you found that. Were there any feedback loops from that coverage that helped you with investment or collaboration?
Yeah, helps with applying for awards and stuff. Saying that you got all this, I was really lucky because when I finished the grant, well, just before I finished the grant, all those floods happened, so it made it really topical, and I got swept up in all the entrepreneurship stuff that went on last year. I was really lucky, so all that together really got us the press that we got. Unfortunately, I want all that press to happen now the product's available, so because we weren't ready before. But it has led to like the BBC videos and stuff. As soon as I showed council that, and the council that we've sold to, that's made the sale basically, so it has helped.
Yes, I think we've got a good product. I mean, what I'd like to make the view of is with having experience trying to sell to councils, trying to sell to a product to insurance people. Insurances don't really care whether a house floods, as long as they get their monthly revenues from householders. That's putting the brass tacks on the table. It's the very same with the local authorities. If they don't want to spend money or can't spend money, they won't.
Yeah.
What you've got to be able to do, I think, with this product, and I think it's a wonderful product, don't get me wrong, you've got to be able to have a dual purpose for that product. So where you're looking at road protection, that product, I think you need to look further into that area and then perhaps look at the lease approach for going to local authorities, because floods don't happen very often.
Yeah.
And if you look at the statistics, you know, insurance companies will say, well, we don't care if a house floods as long as we get our yearly revenue. It happens once every 5 or 7 years. In that period, they've made a lot of money, far more than it costs them to put it right.
Yeah.
So that's what you're up against.
Yeah.
It is a tall barrier. So I think the product has, as far as I can see, has a lot of opportunities of dual usage, and that's what I think you've got to look at to make a good business.
Yeah, I think the private market is where we need to. In terms of looking at the strategy that I've done, in hindsight, I maybe should have entered the private market before I went to the council market, but we'll see.
Councils are very good, but if you can make it dual purpose, I think they can see the benefits of that.
Yeah. Thank you. Right, time's up.
Yeah, thank you, Simon.